part 2. This is Commander's Process Scripts. I think I've figured this out. Okay, so I took the liberty of doing a little extra test mining, and as you can see there's a lot of dust on the left. So that was a successful, or at least partially successful, mine out of an asteroid. And as you can see in the inventory here, I've got some low temperature diamonds, some LTDs. So what I'm going to do is go find some more, or at least find something else to see if I can scare up some other minerals and things. Anywho, just put in some stuff here. Sending some stuff off to a friend. There we go. Alright, so I've got my pulse wave scanner enabled. And if I'm not mistaken, as far as the attitude that I had here, the attitude is yes we can, and also kind of flip down a bit here. See if everything lines up bright orange. There we go. So that looks very promising. Now, this is the T9. It's got a heck of a lot of cargo space. It's really big. It's slow. But I don't know why. There's something... There's a reason I like the ship, I guess. It just seems fitting. It's slow, kind of like me. But in all seriousness, yeah, I just really like the idea of this being a cargo ship. It's also very heavily armored, just by its very default, its very baseline. And that, of course, can be augmented. And you've got a bunch of hard points on it where you can put on, say, mining tools, and I've also got a bunch of, say, pulse lasers on here as a start. Yeah. It's despite its slowness, it is a really fun ship to use. So I thought. So I'll take it for a spin, and I mean, look at that view. I mean, you've got almost, 360, up down vertical view here. So you can see pretty much everywhere from, from the front to the side and so on. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna slow ourselves down here. So I'm gonna rotate ourselves a bit just so I can have that left-hand asteroid in view. Now I want to make sure that I select the Prospector Limpet and fire it toward...
Mission objective detected.
Not sure what that means, but I'll fire it toward this asteroid here.
Programming Limpet drone.
And here we go. You can see on the HUD, and you can see in the view that the Prospector is heading toward this big old rock.
Prospector Limpet engaged.
Now we can see various things highlighted.
Asteroid scan complete.
Okay, so... Oh, it's not that limpet. Okay, that's fine. This one... Okay, so in the previous limpet we do have low temperature diamonds. This particular one does not appear to have anything at its core, but it might be worthwhile just to practice to see what we can scare up here. So on the surface we have bromelites and we have water. So now what we want to do is not make the same mistake that I did last time and use the subsurface displacement missile. We need to use the abrasion blaster. Why it's not grouped with the mining equipment, I'm not really sure. that's something that I think might be worth looking into to see if that can be categorized that way in the fire groups. Anyway, I need to realign myself. There we go. That being said, we've got our abrasion blaster, and I'll pony up a little bit further here. Not too quickly, so we don't do anything accidental here. But it might be worthwhile to get a little closer, make it a little easier, and moving along with the rock as we can. Very good. Just keep in mind of all the other objects around us. Okay, so let's go this world. All right, and this one here. Oh, this might be a subsurface deposit. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm going to call up a collector limpet. Actually, I'll use number 2.
Programming limpet drone.
I'll grab the deposit that I have.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
Okay, here it comes. Just to practice to see what happens here. Oh, it's apparently getting something else. And no valid collection targets. But it got something, it seemed like. Okay, well, that might expire. That's okay. Let's move on to the next object or thing we want to grab from here. Let's say, what's some good surface stuff here? Is there any? There's water, and there's rock, both subsurface items. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so this is light. It's right ahead of us. It should be interesting. Okay. Aha. So they're on the other side of this asteroid. Okay. So you see that I'm going in the wrong direction. Okay, there we go. I need to go down. Rather, I need to thrust toward the bottom of the ship. There we go. Oh, hey, what do you do? Water. That is interesting. Okay, there's water. Alright. So we know where the target is. So make sure that we do not bump into any of our beloved asteroids. Okay. So, is that where it is? Let's see. Perhaps it is. That is where the water is. If that is indeed the case, I will call up the subsurface missile and fire away and see what happens. Applying drill, and look at that. Extraction failed. Okay. Go over here. Extraction successful. And note to self. Oh, that little limpet. He's going to do his thing. Yes, I hope so. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, that's helpful to know. Let's see if we can do any census here. Alright. Says charge, yeah. Small caliber munitions. Life support. Life support is important. Alright, let's see what we got. I could get away with this.
Weapons rearmed.
Cool. Alright. Oh. That's hilarious. Alright, so seismic charge munitions. Oof. Let's try this. Might be out of phosphorus. But that's okay. It's worthwhile to see if this can be good.
Weapons rearmed.
Very nice. On the other hand, ooh.
Weapons rearmed.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm out of luck here. I'm going to have to go back home. But that's okay, because I've demonstrated that I am able to extract stuff. And I got some low temperature diamonds. Unfortunately, that was not visible. Sorry about that. But this was a continuation of my misadventures in space. And, yeah. Also, don't try what I'm doing at home, unless you are well aware of where everything is. If you have any suggestions for any videos I should do next, that'll leave a mark. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for any videos that I should do next, please let me know. And otherwise, I'll just
Cargo scoop retracted.
flying around a bit and see if I can't find any sorts of rocks I can blow up here. And I actually do mean that. Oops. That's my laser there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Just the one, eh? Alright. There we go. I want to move sideways here. There we go.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
So yep, basically the process is pulse wave scan, set a prospector limpet to any asteroids that are promising, and then deal with each of the materials buried in the asteroid, or use the abrasion surface, the abrasion blaster to get at surface deposits, use the subsurface missile in order to get at the subsurface deposits, and use the seismic charger to deal with any of the core elements, if there are any, at the core of the asteroids. Alright, here we go. Stab at this one here. I don't know why that collector limpet is still following me. Probably has a really long shelf life. Okay. Oh, this is bad.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on. Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet engaged. Asteroid scan complete.
You can see the lower left-hand corner for this asteroid. There are no core materials. Material content is low. We got methane clathrate, hydrogen peroxide, and bromelite. And I'm looking for something a little more spectacular, but I may be asking too much. So I'm just gonna keep on searching around. I'll probably go back to this dusty area that I created over here. Okay.
Collector limpet expired.
Oh, there it goes. There's one over to the right, very faint. So there's several that are very faint. Let's go over on the left side and see what's over here. Okay. Oh, there's a potential one right there. And there's a potential one down there. Okay. I like that one over there. Yes, that's the one right there. Okay, so I'm going to keep a bead on it. And I'm going to prospector limpet,
Programming limpet drone.
and I will fire.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Okay.
Asteroid scan complete.
And there's absolutely nothing here except for water. Water's important, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to value in terms of credits, to my knowledge, things like void opals and low temperature diamonds are extremely important. Okay. Oh, there's one. Okay, I'm going to call that number 2. Let's make sure that's the one I want. Okay.
Programming limpet drone.
For anyone worried about the limpets, I have plenty of limpets.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Hydrogen peroxide, lithium hydroxide, water.
Asteroid scan complete.
Okay. Just for the heck of it. I'm gonna turn myself down toward the center of the dust cloud here. Very carefully. Not doing anything really, hopefully. Being very careful. Okay.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
Failed. That must be a bug. Anyway. See what this guy says.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Okay. There's one over here. Or a couple over here. Okay.
Asteroid scan complete. Mission objective detected. Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
So it would be amazing if I do not get scraped by that asteroid above me. Oh, that was pure luck.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Low temperature. Okay.
Asteroid scan complete. Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
My method is probably not terribly efficient, but I'm just doing this more for experimentation to see what's going to go on here.
Prospector limpet engaged.
What if I... Ooh, it's got tritium. Tritium is helpful.
Asteroid scan complete.
Tritium, with this particular asteroid here, where we can get it, is something that can be used as fuel for fleet carriers, which are not exactly pilotable ships in the game, but they can be used as sort of player or user game player bases. They are extremely expensive compared to, say, this particular ship, on the order of magnitude of 50 times as much, and 50 times as expensive, and they also require an upkeep cost every week. And so, I mean, is it worthwhile? It depends on how you play the game. If you're only playing every once in a while, every couple of months, and you are not raking in millions of credits every week, for every week, then that might not be the best option for you, unless you're willing to change your playing style to accommodate for that, say by doing various missions and things, or doing mining, enough mining to sell and make enough credits to cover that, for example. So anyway, here we are. This is our asteroid that we marked, as I think it is, given the speed it's rotating and that the limpet marker is apparently coming around. I think this is the asteroid here. I haven't really paying attention since I've been babbling, just to kind of fill the time while I avoid obstacles here. So, in 3, 2, 1. That is our limpet, and that is our asteroid. Okay, so let's take a look. What do we have here? Tritium. Okay. So the nice part is that low temperature diamond is a surface deposit, which we can get at with an abrasion, the blaster. The tritium is going to be another story. It's a subsurface deposit item, which means that we have to use a subsurface cannon, subsurface missile, which means that we will not be able to use it since we don't have ammo for it. At least I don't think we do anymore. Yep, we are out. So I'll have to scratch that one for now, but while we're here, I am going to bring up the abrasion blaster and get at our low temperature diamond, which is currently on the other side of this rock. Just gonna wait for it to come around a bit, because I'm lazy. Oh, what's this? Got some water, maybe? Liquid oxygen, surface deposit. Ooh, okay. Well, you know what? We've got some other things we can probably try. Oh, that's the tritium there. Okay. Well, anyway. That's our limpet, and there's our LTD. Just gonna be very careful and aim. And there it is. Our low temperature diamond has been freed. Very nice. Alright. Surface deposit, hydrogen peroxide. So, kind of gargle down our throats a bit. That may be elsewhere. Oh, that's behind us. Never mind. So, surface deposit of oxygen, also behind us. Okay. I stand corrected. So we've got some things that are freed. So the tritium is really the only thing that we would be getting. Unfortunately, we can't due to the lack of ammo. So you know what? I'm going to call it. I'm just going to fire a collector a little bit. And make sure to disable the abrasion blaster.
Programming limit drone.
Go after our nice little low temperature diamond, which will add to our cargo. Make sure to activate our
Cargo
cargo
scoop deployed.
that should increase to 4.
Collector limpet expired.
Average value of the low temperature diamond is 106,288. We might actually get less for that. We could get more. The water is a very common element, so the average price is a lot lower. That being said, well, I think I've had enough fun mining out here. So what I'll do is go home. ET. Actually, I'm feeling lucky, actually. One more. As far as using these subsurface blasters. The seismic charge launcher. Let's see what we got here. See what there. Huh.
Cargo still retracted.
This guy over here. Yes. Left a bit. To the right. Of course, I know my directions very well. Okay. So Prospector. Prospector is armed.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
And let's see what's on this rock. Probably nothing special.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Lithium hydroxide, hydrogen peroxide, methane.
Asteroid scan complete.
Nothing out of the ordinary, but... hello.
Programming limpet drone. Prospector limpet failed.
Not sure why it's saying looks like there's a seam on that one.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Not a lot, but you know
Asteroid
what?
scan complete.
Now that I see this, I can demonstrate. Ooh, here we go. So we've got all these fissures for which we could use the seismic charger. So let's change this around. Take out the pulse wave scanner, and let's give ourselves the seismic charger. Okay, and right. What's this? Why? Aha. Fissure. Okay. Peroxide. Fissure. Okay. So we're pretty much at the edge of the belt here. The edge of the ring. So fairly safe, I think. Famous last words. But fairly safe to do something like this. Alright. Side, here we go. So I will fire at this. And I will miss, because that is what I do. Aha.
Detonation sequence initiated.
Aha. Aha. Oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be bad, but it's going to be good. Because I'm going to miss. Okay. Whoop. Do that. That's interesting. There we go. Hydroxide. Hydroxide. Uh-oh. Oh, I actually hit that. Wow. That's funny. Okay, well, if we lit the asteroid up, it's probably going to be extremely potent. So I really want to back up here before anything happens. And I've also got the yield in the red way too much, so I'm probably going to destroy a few things. A few of those materials. Even disarm them. Wow.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
I'm just going to detonate this because why the heck not? Now that's interesting. What exactly happened? Permalite. Okay. So we've got some items that have been released.
Programming limpet drone. Cargo scoop deployed.
Huh. So it would seem they've been released. But I stand corrected. I did manage to break the asteroid apart. I did not manage to actually release any of the material. Surface deposit, okay. So I know what to do now. Alright, I will Inspiration Blaster and aim poorly. Oh, I have a new inventory item, or I will be getting one soon. Permalite. Hey, what do you know? Permalite's not too bad. See what happens. 2. So this is actually a somewhat productive video. Could have been done a bit better. I think so. Had I been better prepared. But, for what it's worth, I was able to extract a few things from the interior of an asteroid and from the surface, and at least in part from, at least in between subsurface items. But alas, I didn't quite make it here. But let's see what do we get for let's see what we get for our items when we get back to a trading post. Oh, no valid collection targets. That is okay. Alright, so I'm going to meander through here. And try to avoid hitting anything here. Okay.
Cargo scoop retracted.
It's a practice run. Didn't get get too much, but it's a start. Trying to keep it positive. Next time, I'll be a little better about it. As Limpet follows me around. There he is, right behind me. It's a tiny little bright light. And you?
Cannot comply.
Mass looked, of course. I wonder what happens if the Limpet continues with me here. I'll aim up.
Cannot comply. Frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,
So the Limpet just stays behind
engage.
until it expires. Okay then. That's pretty funny. Let's go back home. Alright. Back to Jameson. Let's see what they allow. Not very much. Really weird. You'd think that they have a listing of items that you can buy and sell more explicitly than like what the stations have. Alas, looks like that is not the case. Let's see here. Only what's prohibited. That's interesting. Anywho. Alrighty. It really surprises me that while there is in the galaxy map some idea of what a particular system might trade in, it doesn't really show you outside of, say, maybe some stations more granularly, more specifically, what are being bought and sold in terms of commodities, because it would be very helpful, I think, to have, I'm going to do that shape here. It would be very helpful to have that represented a lot better in the system map, along with the galaxy map. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really appreciate the existence of various third-party tools out there that you can use in order to determine that, and to find things like ships and various points of interest or places where you can buy and sell certain commodities and whatnot. If they were easily foldable into the game as modifications, I feel like that would make for a better integrated experience, because it would, well, be integrated. as long as the interface were intuitive enough and it were uniform, as it were, with the interface that's already present in Elite Dangerous. So, yeah. I'm going to try to line myself a little better here. Oh, that's the end of the station. Oops, so I need to go actually on the other side. Oops. So do this. Might look a little strange, but there is a purpose to this. Once I jump back into the system, hopefully that will make itself evident. Very good. Let's see what happens. There we go. Hey, what do you know?
Zulu, Mike, Romeo. Thank you for choosing our station, Commander. We hope you find everything to your liking. Clearance denied. Resubmit request within range of station.
It'll be within 7.5 kilometers. And here we go.
Access authorized. Proceed to Bay 3-2.
Not per second, I'm sorry. Per hour, perhaps. So I don't bump into any ships along the way. So I don't bump into the mail slot. As less likely as it would be with this ship compared to the Beluga.
Landing gear deployed.
Alrighty. We're here.
Docking complete. Ground crew dispatched. It's good to have you with us, Commander.
That's what I get for bumping myself into some asteroids earlier. And I'll restock, actually, my lipids. Lipid control. That's fine. Okay. And actually, let's see what we got for quantities. Something tells me it's not going to have much available to sell because Oh hey, what do you know? Yep. Chromolite and low temperature diamonds. Right. Well, it's a lot lower than what I expected. So there will be other places where they have probably better trading value, but for now I've got the cargo space to accommodate for a whole bunch more. So I will leave it at that. Thank you for bearing along with me, and I will see you around.